Hi, welcome to Copenhagen. Hi, Chantel, if you're still there. Thanks for dropping in. You're up very early. It is 11:10 a.m. in Copenhagen. So a bit earlier than normal for me. But I'm on vacation all week, so that's how I can do it. So for people that drop in on replay, thanks for dropping in. No idea what we're going to be talking about. It's just all I do is come on, work on the kit that I'm working on, and people drop in and we chat about pretty much anything. Hi, Dave. Good morning. What time is it in Japan, Dave? So, this is a diamond painting from GemsFlow. A lot of diamond painters use the GemsFlow app to keep track of their diamond paintings, when they ordered them, when they received them. 7 p.m. Whoa, quite a difference. Just totally forgot what the time difference was for you. 7 p.m. It's nearly bedtime for you, Dave. So, yeah, I ordered this quite a while ago. A lot of people use the app to keep track of their diamond paintings, when they ordered it, when they received it, how many colours it is, when they finished it, a lot of different things. Really, really handy for keeping track of your diamond paintings. But they also sell diamond paintings, which I don't think many people really look at. So I ordered one just to see what the quality was like. This is what it is, Chantel, if you can see. It's an owl with a coffee cup. So probably what you're looking like just now, Chantel, first cup of coffee hits. So this is obviously the foot of the owl. If I switch the light pad off, you get a better idea maybe. This is part of the tail, this area that I'm just about to work on. So I'm using a pen. I did a video where I was talking about how I start diamond paintings using a pen, normally with square drills like this. I use tweezers, but a lot of people don't use tweezers, so I thought I would do a video because someone had emailed me and she was having a lot of problems getting the lines straight and she was worried about the gaps. So I looked for one that I had, that the drills came in pre-numbered bags, because Tammy and I are working on a bigger diamond painting. Good morning, West Virginia, Guardian Angel. Welcome to Copenhagen. So yeah, we're working on Sail Away from Diamond Art Club, which is a pretty big one. It's 119 centimeters wide. And we were working across our two tables. I was working on one side of it, Tammy was working on the other. And what we've done now is we've moved it to the dining room table so we can both reach the middle, because that was always going to be a problem. So someone had emailed me. I had a lot of problems with square drills. I was really worried because she ordered two customs of her dogs, and she was worried that they weren't going to turn out very well. So I had been emailing her back and forward quite a few times, and I decided I would do a video. So I used this one because it has the pre-numbered bags. I don't need to kit up the way that I normally do with the case. So I've just got these bags on the table and I'm just working from the bags. It isn't a problem. It's easy enough to do. So I've already done a video titled or entitled How I Start a Square Diamond Painting with a Pen, or something like that. Because I thought it might come in handy for people who are new or people who are thinking about trying squares for the first time. Maybe they're doing rounds, and they've read a lot of negative comments in the diamond painting groups. Quite a lot of people say that they would never do squares because they're too hard, it takes too long, the gaps drive them nuts, and all that sort of thing. So I thought I would do a video starting from scratch, placing the very first drill, explaining how I do it, explaining why the gaps really don't matter. The thing you have to remember is these squares are only 2.5 millimeters across. So you get these tiny gaps around them that are probably less than half a millimeter. So it looks bad. I mean, that was the point of doing this. You can see all these gaps, but it's because I've got the light pad on. If I switch the light pad on, which is it lights the diamond painting up from behind, makes it easier to see the symbols, easier to see where you're placing your drills, especially when you're doing a lot of black, like this one is. The gaps basically disappear when you switch the light off, and the camera is about, what, a foot and a half away, so it's very close to the picture. You see when I turn the light up, all the gaps suddenly come back, and this puts people off doing squares because they see all these irregular gaps, it looks bad, and they think the picture is going to look bad at the end. There's actually less glue visible with square drills than there is with round. When you're doing rounds, you've got circles against circles, and you always get a diamond shape in between. It's impossible to fill that in. So there's actually more exposed glue on round drill kits than square, but people only complain about the square. And it's because of these irregular, I mean, it does look bad, but you have to remember there'll be no light on, and when it's on the wall, you are probably going to be viewing this from at least 3 or 4 feet, and we will not be able to see those gaps. So that's why I did the video. That's why I'm doing this particular diamond painting. I just looked for one that had the drills. Oh, really? Good. Let me know how it goes and what you think. The thing is, it's don't think about it like, I mean, it's you can see how irregular this is, and this is what puts people off. You have to remember that you're not going to have a light behind the picture, and you're not going to be basically your nose touching the canvas to look at it. I mean, most people view from probably sitting on the sofa looking across the room at it. You're never ever going to see these gaps. And like I said, round drills actually have bigger gaps, but nobody complains about them. And as I said in that video, I think it is because of the irregularity. My laptop screen is back to front. This was the part that I was meaning to point at. You can really see the gaps here, like really see them. But the thing is, they're all irregular. The gaps are all, and I think it's just natural to try and even things up. But when you do the rounds, the gaps are pretty much even. So to our eye, it doesn't look as bad because it's a sort of uniform pattern, whereas this is all over the place. Um, the other thing is that people always seem to ask about, like, they've put the drills down and they've got gaps, and how can they like get rid of the gaps? The bottom line is you can't, because you've got a square, printed square that's 2.5 millimeter for square drills, 2.5 millimeters by 2.5 millimeters. If you put a drill in that and there's a gap, you can't make the drill get any bigger. You can't make the lines get any smaller. There's just going to be a gap. But as I keep saying, you're never ever going to see it. It's so small. When you're thinking this is 2.5 millimeters, like a square, and you're looking at a tiny fraction of that. It's a fraction of a millimeter. You're never ever going to see that from any distance. And I mean any distance. It's like you need to be basically have your nose in the canvas to see it, because when you switch the light out, as I'll do if I can find the dial. You just can't see the gaps. And that's the thing, if you're working on a diamond painting, you're thinking it's looking bad, what to do is switch your light pad off and stand up or step back, depending on what kind of setup you've got. But it's better to work and get a decent sized section done, and then you get an idea how it's going to look. So I'm going to do a follow up to that video that I did, probably once I've completed this whole section. So it's a decent bit to look at. Maybe even take it up the next section. So it's a big area, and then I'll have the camera high enough that you can see the whole thing. I'll show it with the light on. I'll switch the light off, and you won't see any gaps. But that's the thing. It's hard, I think, to get over that. I mean, if you look at the difference when I switch that on to switch it off, it's a huge difference. And that's the thing you have to remember. The light pad is not going to be there when it's hanging on the wall. So single placing, I've never used a multiplacer. I've no intentions of ever using a multiplacer. I do this as a hobby to relax. So the longer it takes, the more value for money I get out of it. That's the way I look at it. So it's not a race. I'm not in a hurry. That's the other thing. If you're doing squares, take your time and try and be accurate where you place the drill. Make sure it's inside the square. Don't start pushing things and trying to get them together, like to hide that gap, because if you start doing that, everything slides over slightly and slightly, and then you end up it's way out of where it should be. The main thing is the square should be in the square. It doesn't matter if there's tiny gaps around it. And the only way you learn that is by doing it, and then you eventually realize, I think. I mean, I started the very first diamond painting I did was a 60 by, was it? Yeah, 60 by 60 square. And I went through all that as well, thinking I can see gaps here and there shouldn't be gaps. People say that you don't get gaps with squares and they all fit tightly together. They don't. I did another video where I compared Diamond Art Club's latest drills, the new ones that they manufacture themselves, against Homecraftology's new drills. And there's gaps. Now this is GemsFlow. This is not a high quality diamond painting. I mean, it'll look absolutely fine, but the drills aren't the best. They aren't the shiniest. They're pretty standard, I would say, I would class it as a budget diamond painting. The canvas isn't self-flattening, it isn't nice and smooth and velvety like Diamond Art Club. The Homecraftology's new canvas, it's self-flattening as well, and it's softer than the normal ones. But this is pretty typical budget quality. So the drills aren't perfect. I have been finding every now and again, I find one drill that's bigger than the rest. If you do that, if you're working on something and you find drills that are just a bit bigger, don't use them because they start to push things. If they don't fit inside the square, they're going to start pushing the drills next to them, which pushes the drills next to them, which multiplies thousands of times, which causes problems. It's actually better to have the gaps than have them really tight together. If you have them really tight together, there's no play for any movement at all in the canvas, and the drills tend to press hard against each other and they start to pop up, and then you're spending all your time trying to press them back in, then they pop up somewhere else. So the gaps are actually a good thing. May not feel like it when you're working on it, but once you've finished it, put it on the wall, um, you won't have any problems. And I have done some kits, some really budget kits where the gaps are really bad. The drills are too small for the squares, so there's big gaps all around. With them, what I do is I try and place the drill in the center of the square. I don't try and put it to an edge. Normally, what I do is when I put the square drill down, I look at the bottom left-hand corner and I get the bottom left-hand corner of the drill and put it there. Because normally the gap that you might get around it doesn't really matter. But if you've got really bad drills that you're getting gaps all the way around on all of the drills, aim for the center of the square. Then you sort of even the gaps out, and again, you won't notice it. I've tried kits from 44 companies now, so I've tried the really bad ones, I've tried the really good ones, and I haven't found any that don't have gaps. The only one that I would mention is Home Craftology. Their new drills, at least the one that I did, in fact, well, I've got more than one new kit, but I've only done one so far. They're the best that I've seen, but there still are tiny gaps, but they are a lot smaller than any other company that I've tried. Um, they're very impressive. But the thing is, with diamond painting, to me, it should be the picture that you should be. That should be the main thing, not whether it's round or square. If I like a diamond painting, I'll buy it. I don't think, oh, it's round, I'm not going to get that because there's going to be big gaps, or it's square, I'm not going to get it because there's going to be all these irregular gaps. I've done both, and if I have a choice between round and square, I would go for square, but sometimes, like Diamond Art Club, don't give you a choice. If you see a picture and you like it, they decide the size, they decide whether it's round or square, and you just buy it. A lot of companies give you options on size, they give you options whether it's round or square. When you get options with size, that can be a problem as well, because if you go too small, you lose a lot of detail. And if you go very small, I've seen diamond paintings where even when I know what the picture is meant to be, I can't see it in the picture, because the canvas size is just too small for the detail, and it's just a mess. So you have to be careful when you're choosing a size. I mean, always bigger is better, but the cost goes up. The bigger the diamond painting is, the more it's going to cost. The more space it's going to take up. You might not have a lot of wall space to hang a diamond painting. So there's a few things to take into account. But in general, the very small ones, you're looking for things that are like bold sections of color, um, not a lot of fine detail. The more detail there is, the bigger you need to go to actually see it. And I have done videos about it. Can't remember what I called them, but I have done some videos. In fact, I did one where I bought the smallest size I could get of a diamond painting and the largest size I could get, or was it second largest? But it was big. Um, so I could compare them. And I think it's called Beginner's Guide to, no, I can't remember. I can't remember. Um, no, I can't remember, but it's basically the same picture in a very small size and in a pretty big size. And I show the difference in detail, and it's huge. It's a picture with, I think it's two cockerels, a hen, and some chicks. And in the very small one, you would be lucky if you knew what the chicks were. The detail is just totally gone. The big one, you can see straight away it's chicks. You can see everything. The detail is just so much clearer. There are like flowers in the picture, much, much, much more detail in the big one. But price wise, it was probably, I don't know, 4 times the price or something. I can't remember. Probably mentioned it in the video. Or I'm trying to think what the title was. Why size matters in diamond painting, or something like that. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. So how have you been, Chantel? I haven't spoke to you for a long time. You must be snowed in by now. It's what temperature is it here? It's minus 4.8 Celsius just now in Copenhagen. Yesterday at night it was saying -5. With the wind chill factor, it was -10. So pretty cold. We don't have any snow though. So this doesn't happen very often. I'm actually working on 2 diamond paintings at the same time. You've been good. No, I never know when you're online. I don't, yeah, you've mentioned that before, Chantel. It's the same for Tammy. Sometimes I'll be on and then I'll do a live and then I'll finish and then 2 hours later she gets a message on her phone that I'm live. I don't know what that's all about. Well, I've had man flu. You can probably still hear it in my voice, still a bit rough. That's, this is into week 5. I don't know what it is. It's something that's going around, definitely in Copenhagen, but I think it's in general. I think in America there's a big thing with the flu going around. It's like a cold, but you cough a lot. I had 2 days where I was just constantly coughing. Had sore ribs and a sore back, and Tammy's got it now. She's starting to go over it now. I think she's had it about 3 weeks. I'm into week 5, but I've heard a lot of people talking about it, and they reckon it's because of the corona. People were all wearing masks and washing their hands and everything for a while, and we weren't really exposed to germs as much. And now we're into flu season, and we're back to normal. People don't really wear masks anymore. There's no distancing. There's no anything really. So we've sort of lost our immunity, I think. So everybody's catching this thing that's going just now. Quite a few people at work have had it. People at Tammy's work have got it. I think 3 people are off sick just now. It's not like the flu though. It's not like, but for me anyway, it wasn't like achy bones and that sweaty feeling and you just don't want to do anything. It wasn't really that. It was just this irritating cough that you just keep coughing and coughing and coughing. So yeah, it's definitely been dragging on. 27 Fahrenheit. I have no idea what that is. At the press of a button, I can find out what temperature is here in Fahrenheit. No, I can't. It's just died. I knew the battery was going on this. It was fading. So trying to switch it has killed the battery. I'm going to have to put a new battery in it. But it was -4 Celsius, whatever that is. It's cold. So I'm just trying to get the last of this one. I think that could be it, actually. If not, I'll catch it later. So do you work from bags, Chantel, or do you use containers like Harbour Freight or Tic Tacs or Elizabeth Ward? What is your preferred container, if any? I quite like the resealable bags, but not many companies do them. Makes it a lot easier when you're kitting down. Bonjour. Ooh, Carly's showing off. Good morning, Carly. Is it still morning? Yep, 11:35. Good morning. What's the key? Number 10. Number 10. Trying to hype myself up because, oh, have you got it? Have you got this coughing cold I was talking about? It's definitely doing its rounds in Copenhagen. People are just constantly coughing. So are you off work or are you working from home? Coughing, runny nose, the whole thing, no fun. Yeah, I've still got it very slightly. I think this is week 5, but it's pretty much gone now. Tammy's still got it, but she's starting to sleep better at night. It's really annoying when you're trying to sleep and then you wake up and have a coughing fit. But I never had like a fever or anything like that. I didn't have like achy bones, like like the flu, where you just have no energy and lay in bed. It wasn't like that. It was just this constant cough, 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 really bad. Oop, that was the wrong place. Can't multitask, that's the problem. So I'm planning to record some new videos. I'm off this week. I'm using up the last of my vacation days that I had to take before the end of the year. So I'm off all of this week and next Monday. So I'm hoping to get some videos done. I was just getting set up to start, and our neighbour went out and left her dog. Her dog does not like to be left alone, so it was bark, 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 barking. And I thought, okay, I'm not recording a video with the dog barking in the background. But it's just went quiet. I think she's came back. So I'm planning to record at least one today, maybe two. Still got a lot of stuff to catch up. Dog allergies. Yeah, we've got cat allergies. Tammy and I are both allergic to cats. I haven't had a cold in years. Lucky you. That's because you live away up in the mountains, Chantel. You never meet anybody out there living in the wilderness, sharing caves in the winter, hibernating with the bears, all that sort of thing. So yesterday, Tammy and I went to the hotel that I work in. We were volunteering every year, just before Christmas. They have families that come who are struggling financially, and they can't really afford Christmas. So they come to the hotel and we give them a slap up meal, and they have crafts and things the kids can do, and they make Christmas decorations and hang them on the Christmas tree. And they have bingo, and they win prizes. They make sure that everybody wins something. So it gives them a chance to get some presents that they might not get at Christmas. So that was pretty good. We enjoyed it. So we were there from 9 in the morning till can't remember what time we left, about 3 in the afternoon. just helping set things up and then clean up and that type of thing. It's the first time that I've been. But seemingly they've been doing this for, I think, 9 years now. So it's pretty cool to be part of it. You could tell they really appreciated it. They all came up and said thank you, thanks for the food, thanks for the gifts, have a nice Christmas, that sort of thing. So that was good. Double checking that I'm doing the right one. Keep getting notifications coming up. Go away. Tractor bear. They will be hibernating by now, won't they? Is it cold in Belgium, Carly? I imagine it will be. So what's everybody working on just now? What projects does everybody have going? Freezing. Yeah, no worries. I mean, I know people are doing different things. Maybe they're just listening to this and doing something else. Cleaning the house when you're ill. It's not much fun. It's getting viewed at 5. So you're moving. Did Angie talk you into moving to America? I think that was that one. Always make sure you seal the bags properly. It could be a disaster. Okay, next symbol. Number 6. Number 6. Don't think I need many. One thing that I noticed about this diamond painting is the colours in the rendering are way off. Moving if I get the house sold. So have you got somewhere lined up if you sell? Or are you going to sell and then move? Okay. Yeah, that's definitely a good move. Save you money and she'll wash your clothes and feed you for free. Do you have any sort of idea of where you would like to move? Like, if you got a certain area that you're looking at, or have you not really decided? Somewhere local? Is it not quite hard to sell at this time? Like, with everything that's happening, with the price of basically everything going through the roof, the electricity and all the problems that are going on. I would have thought people would be tending to stick to where they were until things settle down a bit. Okay, so everybody's trying to move out the neighbourhood. It's also coming up to Christmas as well. It's usually a quiet period, is it not, for people moving? Spend all their money on Christmas stuff and then move after New Year. You want the bigger yard. Okay. You want the smaller house with the driveway. So it's getting back from groceries and having to park. Yeah, that is really annoying. We're quite lucky. We've got a garage. Like we live in an apartment complex, and only so many people they've got garages. Like we have, it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like a big rectangle, and in the center of the rectangle we have a garden, and we have a sand pit for the kids. We have barbecue areas. We've got trees, grass, and then further along we've got an area where we've got some garages, and I don't know how many garages there are, but not many compared to how many apartments there are. So we've got a garage, so we don't have to park in the street, because I see that all the time that the cars are parked. Apart from not being able to get parked close to where you live, it's getting parked and then coming out in the morning to go to work and finding that somebody's parked 2 centimeters in front of you and 2 centimeters behind you, and you have to try and get your car out. See that all the time. The cars are parked so close together, there's no way they're going to get out until somebody moves. And then you get people are parked maybe 2 streets away, so you don't know whose car it is. And yeah, it's luckily we haven't had that problem. Yeah, first or last. Yeah, yeah. Tammy doesn't like the parallel park either, but it's yeah. You can park and parallel park, and you've got space at the front at least to pull out, and then the person in front leaves, somebody else parks and they reverses in, and they're parked against your bumper. Yeah, yeah. Again, that's the place that everybody wants to park because they know they can get out. But they try in Copenhagen. They try to encourage people not to use their cars. Public transport is really really good. Um, During rush hour, the buses come every 3 minutes. So even if you miss the bus, the most you're going to wait is 3 minutes. And the metro to get to the airport where I work, it's the same. The metro every 3 minutes. Uh, yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I've been here 10 years. There's never been a strike. Public transport. You get the occasional time where the metro something goes wrong, and when it does, the local metro is a circular. So it's just basically goes round in a circle. It doesn't matter which way you go, you're going to go around the same stations. But as soon as they have a problem with one of the trains, everything stops. That's really annoying. That's happened a few times. No metro. We've got three metro lines here. The the newest one is the one that's closest to us. So to get to work, I actually take the thinking about it, I actually take the bus going to work. I get the bus to the centre of Copenhagen, and then I get the metro from there. But coming home, I get the metro from the airport, and then I change to the M3 line, which is the circular route, and that comes up pretty close to here. It's actually faster to get the bus and the metro going in and get the metro and the metro coming back. Doesn't make any sense, but that's how it works. Yeah. Yeah, they're building another extension to the metro. I mean, it took them a while to get the ring done. We were beginning to think it was never going to get finished, but they finally finished it. But it's so easy to go anywhere in Copenhagen, just public transport, and then obviously you've got the bicycles. Most people have got bikes. They've got cycle lanes that are very well organised. You don't cycle on the road. You cycle on a cycle lane, which is normally raised higher than the road. So even if somebody's on their mobile phone in their car and they accidentally swerve, they bounce off the curb. They don't bounce off the cyclists. So they even have their own traffic lights and stuff. And the bicycle can actually be the quickest way to get anywhere in Copenhagen. But for me, I'm not sure how far it is, 16 kilometres or something to the airport from here. So I don't really fancy cycling 32 kilometres a day. And like just now, the wind chill factor at something like -10. I don't really fancy cycling in -10. Plus, it's dark. Like early in the morning, it's dark. Early in the afternoon, it's dark. Not really that good. And then you're going to get rain and wind and snow and all that stuff. I'd rather get the bus and the metro because I'm lazy. This is a very dark picture. The only bright bit in it is the owl's eyes. And as I said, the colour rendering is way off. On the on the actual picture, the background is various shades of green, but on the actual canvas, most of this is 310 or very, very dark blue, but a lot of 310. When you look at the actual picture, there's very little 310 or black. So the rendering, as far as colours go, is way out, but I still think it'll look okay. It'll make the owl's eyes stand out even more, I suppose. But as I said, I was setting up, getting ready to do some recording for some diamond paintings and diamond painting accessories. Then my neighbour, or our neighbour, decided to go out, so she left her dog that was barking all the time. So I didn't want to record the video and have a dog barking constantly in the background. But the neighbour has come back and it's all gone quiet again. So I think I'm going to head off, make the best of it, and record some videos. Did anybody see the pumpkin herder that I unboxed from Diamond Art Club? I think that is now my favourite canvas. Looks really, really nice. I won't be doing it for a while though. I'll have it ready for next Halloween. I've got some other ones that I want to do before that. And I've got a couple that I'm still waiting on being sent out from the Black Friday. Diamond Art Club's Black Friday releases. They released 100 new canvases on Black Friday. I only saw two that I liked and I got both, and they've both sold out now. But still haven't had any news about it being shipped. I know they are absolutely stacked to the roof with kits. Some people were ordering like 30 kits at a time. So I only ordered two, but still haven't been shipped. Not that it matters, I'm not in any rush for them. I'll just be glad to get them. And I was on a no buy, decided that's it, not buying any more for a while. Everybody says it. And I was doing really well, and then the pumpkin herder came back in stock, and I'd put myself on a mailing list to be notified when it got restocked. So it came in, I got a notification, I ordered it, it's sold out again, but I got it. And then not long after that, Black Friday happened, and I was watching the previews of what was coming, and for a long, long time, I never saw anything I liked. And then I saw two, went for them and got them. So I'm back on a no buy. Apart from one, I have one on restock again. Hopefully it won't come anytime soon. But you know, it's like buses, they all come at the one time. So we'll see what happens. And we need to finish Sail Away. I don't know if we'll get that finished this week. It'd be quite good to get it done and hung up before Christmas, but I think we're pushing it a bit. We were doing really well, and then I got that flu thing, cold, don't know what to call it. So just wasn't in the mood to diamond paint, and then Tammy got it after me, so she wasn't in the mood. And we tried to work on it at the same time. So since she's not really been feeling up to diamond painting, I've been working on this one. So leaving Sail Away until we're both well enough to diamond paint. That was the whole point, work on one diamond painting together at the same time. Never done that before, never had one big enough to do before. 119 centimetres wide, so it fits across both tables. But then we ended up, we only had the centre section to do, and neither of us could reach the middle. So we've commandeered the dining room table so we can sit and work on it at the same time. If anybody's looking for a nice, brightly coloured diamond painting to work on, this is not it. The colours are very dull. So I think I'm going to head off while it's all nice and quiet and record at least one video. I think I've got, I don't know how many I've got, somewhere in the region of 10, 12 things to unbox or unbag. I don't think I'll get them all done this week, but hopefully I'll get a few. So should be some new videos coming up pretty soon. I'm just finishing, you know, it's like I'm just finishing this colour, so I don't think there's that much left. Have you told your mum that you're gonna be moving in with her, Carly, or is it just gonna be a surprise? You just turn up on the doorstep with suitcases. Hi, Nancy. Good morning. Thanks for dropping in. I'm just about to log off because I want to record some unboxings, unbaggings, that sort of thing. I had set up to do it, and then our neighbour. Oh, it's her idea. Oh, well, that's good. Um, yeah, I had just set up, and then our neighbour decided to go out and leave her dog at home. Her dog does not like to be alone, so it was constantly barking, and I thought, okay, there goes the video. And I thought, well, I'll just go and do a live. Yeah, I know. It's the shorts are a weird one because I get more views on shorts than anything else because I don't know if it's kids these days, attention span of a goldfish. They watch TikTok and all that stuff, and they don't want any longer than a minute of anything. So they just flick, 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 flick. Because I wasn't really sure about doing them, but it does. Some people watch them and subscribe. So I do get some subscribers from it. And hopefully it's just the few people maybe see it and think, what is that? Or maybe they diamond paint and then they find the channel. So there is a benefit for me in that. Um, Obviously, the more people that watch, the more chance that somebody's going to actually look at some videos. But to the people that are used to watching the unboxings and things like, I mean, I think my videos normally are about what, 20 minutes, 20, 25 minutes, normal-ish, the sort of unboxing type ones. Some will go longer. I think some are maybe about an hour, but I think majority you're talking about 25 minutes. And that's what I know that's what people are used to. They're used to, oh, Jim's on, I'll watch his video and they get like a minute and they think, what was the point of that? Um, to the people who already diamond paint and watch the channel, there's probably no point to it. But it's just another way for me maybe to get more people interested. And then in the long run, I get subscribers, more people are watching videos. So it's worth like doing it because at the beginning, when you start doing videos, you don't know if anybody's even going to watch them. And it takes a while to build it up, and then people get to know you, you get to know people, that sort of thing. And then suddenly you come out with these 1 minute short videos and they're thinking, what is this? But it's all part of the YouTube thing. Because I've sort of limited it now. I've cut back like the Facebook group, I don't do anything with it. I set up a Facebook group a while back, just as a place for people who diamond painted to chat, and they never really did. And I don't have a lot of time to really get involved in it that much. So that just never really happened. There are so many Facebook groups that just adding another one, I don't think it's worth spending a lot of time doing it. So I started a TikTok as well. I've still got it, but I've decided that YouTube is the thing that I've done the most and that I enjoy the most. So I'm concentrating on YouTube and Instagram. I've been doing Instagram for quite a while and I've got a lot of followers on Instagram. And I think that's enough for me, rather than being on everything. Because if you're on everything, you're not a ticker or a talker. I'm sure you can talk. Um, yeah, but I mean the TikTok thing, it's it's bubble gum for the brain. Um, like you just flick and flick and flick and flick and flick and flick. And if you're off a certain age, that's your life. You just lay in your bed and watch a minute of something, then another minute of something, another minute of something. At the end of the day, you learn nothing. But that's the way we're going. That is the future. I'm just checking to see. Yep, I think. Yep, that is that colour done. So, as I said, I was really setting up to do some recording. I haven't done any because of the stupid cold I've had for a month. I managed to do the pumpkin herder. Wasn't sure if my voice was going to last, but it was okay. So I'm off this week. So I'm going to try and fit a few recordings in when I've got the chance. So that's it. That's the GemsFlow owl that I'm working on, which is this picture. So all I've got done just now really is the owl's foot, which is there. So once I get along, I'll get the bottom of the coffee cup. I might do this strip, then the next one, then I'll do a follow-up to the original video that I did. So yeah, Nancy, I'm going to record more than 1 minute just for you. So I'm going to head off. So thanks to the people that dropped in and commented, as always. It's nice to see people, Chantel, Carly, Nancy, people that I've known for quite a bit now. It's good to see that people are still coming in. Again, I've always got this problem, the time difference thing, especially for America. It's 12:13 in Copenhagen just now, midday, which is like 6 o'clock in the morning, Eastern time in the States. So yeah, so most people are getting ready for work, or it's the same in Canada, is it? Yeah, most people. I mean, it's during the week as well, so it's like most people are getting up for work, nearly getting up for work, about to get up for work, or not getting up because they don't have work. So again, it's just times. As I said, I was really planning to record videos, and then the dog started barking, and I thought, okay, I'll do a live, see if anybody's awake. A few people were, thankfully. So, as I said, I'm going to be doing more about this. If people saw the video where I started this from scratch with a pen to show how I work square drills, and talk about just the the things with squares, the things that people are concerned about, and the things that you really shouldn't be concerned about. But I'm going to do a follow up to that once I've done maybe half this diamond painting. So then you get a much better idea of how it's going to look as a picture on the wall, not as a picture being lit up from behind. So I want to get a decent sized section done. So I don't know when that'll be. Probably another couple of weeks. Just depends. But I want to try and concentrate on getting some videos done. So I'm going to head off. So thanks again for watching. Really appreciate people spending the time, and people who have maybe listened through in the replay. So thanks again. Thanks to everybody who subscribes and drops by and comments. So as far as this video goes, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. And in the meantime, take care, be safe, and wash your hands.